Pisces, welcome to a video for you, a reading for you for the full moon, February 12th. Full moon, wow, all right. Full moon energy. Sovereign of Cups. Queen of Cups just fell out. Nine of Swords just fell out. Okay, all kinds of things just fell out. Full moon energy is really potent 3 days before, also 3 days after. So there's really a full arc, a full window, full week of energy to work with the full moon. This is a full moon in Leo, so it's going to be big on big energy. We'll get a reading here for you to see how you can best work with it, where you guys are, what might be coming up for you, and how to move through this week. Hope you guys are doing so well. All right, Pisces, let's get into it. What's your vibe currently? Where are you guys as you are heading into this full moon energy? Oof. All right, Pisces, feeling like something's unfair, not working out for you. Also, like the effort you put in is not equal to the effort you got out. And that could work for you or not feel so good, against you, I guess. Right? So what's a good example of this? This is like if you are working on a group project. I think I've used this one before. If you're working on a group project and you haven't really done anything, but you get an A, that's justice in reverse, right? Like you didn't do much, but you didn't put in a lot of effort, but you got a lot back out. This could also be like putting in a lot of effort and not getting a lot out, being in a group project, giving it your all and failing it. This could also look like contracts, legal agreements, paperwork kind of not going in your favor today or in general. This is kind of generally where you're at. So let's see what else is going on and we'll kind of integrate that into your reading. What have you been manifesting since the new moon, late January? Four of Cups, so feeling better about something, feeling more optimistic, kind of digesting a lot of feels, a lot of emotions, a lot of experiences around that time or since then that might have been kind of clogging you up in the sense that you weren't ready for new experiences or new relationships. So since the new moon, the last like few weeks here leading up to this full moon, you've really been like letting go of old emotions or really being able to digest things that didn't feel good to you, that were sort of like keeping you stuck, maybe bored, apathetic, depressed at the very end of the spectrum, but hopefully not. Let's see what else you guys have going on and we'll see how this kind of lines up. This could kind of be like in recovery from whatever this is going on, right? Like if you've had a big disappointment, maybe it was expected, like maybe you put an offer in on a house and it was outside of your price range, but you really wanted it anyway. And you're kind of dealing with a disappointment, but you knew it's not going to work out. So it's not like so bad. Or to the whole other extreme, maybe you like lost some kind of, legal battle and it's been a real schlep to let go of the disappointment of it. Either way, proud of you, Pisces, because you are working your way back into emotional alignment. So what would be really helpful for you to release this full moon? Oh, the Sovereign of Cups. Okay, fabulous. This jumped out at the very beginning of your reading. So this is important. This doubles down as an important message for you, Pisces. And Sovereign of Cups is the Queen of Cups in this deck. So this is really interesting because this is kind of you, Pisces. Like you, in a sense, are the Queen of Cups, a very emotional, very psychic, very tapped in archetype sign, right? The Queen of Cups just happens to be exceptionally nurturing. So this could look like an over nurturing or an over giving of yourself to a situation or maybe several situations or your relationships in general or one relationship or one area of your life that isn't serving you. If this is an energy you're meant to release at the full moon, this could look like letting go of codependency tendencies, right? Like if you don't have time to help someone, but they're hurting or they're going through something or they just ask you to, and you don't have any boundaries to say no. This is like putting some boundaries on your feeling state around taking care of other people. So this full moon, it's going to be really helpful for you to just let go of any extra emotional responsibility you're feeling towards other people that isn't serving you. Because the Queen of Cups in and of herself is a gorgeous energy, right? But if we think about her to the extreme, she can be stuck in her feelings. She can have very little boundary between what she's experiencing and what other people are experiencing. And when that happens, you get taken down when other people are sad or having emotions. It's hard for you to function when you see people in your environment suffering. This is getting wrapped up in maybe world events and feeling like there's no end to the suffering in sight. And there's a lot of feeling here. So this is actually beautiful as a energy to let go of. It's really an empowering message for you. Like the world isn't a just place right now, and like a lot of times ever. Sometimes we get experiences of the opposite, but for the most part, right, like life isn't fair. And we're seeing a lot of that right now in the world at this time. And I'm really happy to see this trajectory, Pisces, for you, because there's a real sense of like, okay, I'm kind of like ladying up here, like grounding myself in being able to like do my day-to-day life, and knowing that if I don't show up grounded and able to do my life and able to show up in ways that are functional and supportive and happy and healthy, I don't serve anyone else. I can't show up to support anyone else. I go down with the ship if I cry all day about it, or if I'm in my feels too much about it, and you're not doing that, you're coming out of it. So this is really good. I feel like you're already on the trajectory of stepping more into yourself and doing things for you, Pisces, that help you feel good, not being mired so much in what's really meaningful for other people, which you have a tendency to do because you're fabulous and gorgeous and lovely, and your heart is as big as the entire planet. So for you, boundaries, and especially emotional boundaries, can be the most important to focus on, because you already have a tendency to be psychically clued into other people. What are you focused on bringing in? What is this full moon bringing to you this full moon? Well, the Knight of Swords. So this tracks, right? The Nine of Swords, which I love to see. I love to see it because it allows us to face our fears. The Nine of Swords is just a reminder that it's just fear, and fear leads to anxiety, can lead to a lot of physiological experiences. I'm not downplaying the Nine of Swords if it's a real experience of anxiety in your life right now, but know that it's just fear, and we can change that by changing our minds. And also, fear comes up, or anxiety comes up, when we finally do step up and set boundaries. If you are a person that's like being the yes person all of the time, and this full moon energy is really asking you to release that, you're going to have some no's in there. And to people who you've constantly said yes to all of the time, if this story is for you, if this tracks for you, there could be some anxiety about how people react, or how will that change my relationship, or how will that shift this dynamic, or what will that mean for X, Y, and Z. So that's okay. If that's why you're feeling anxiety or some feelings of trepidation here, it's a really good experience to move through. It kind of is an indicator that you're doing it right in a way. And just take care of yourself through this, breathe through it. And you're going to know if the Nine of Swords is like a real indication, this fear, this anxiety is a real indication that something is wrong. But so often than not, the Nine of Swords is telling us it's just in our mental body. It's just in our mental body. And to take care of yourself, to breathe through it, to understand that this is a passing dynamic. And oftentimes when we start standing up for ourselves, we feel anxious. We feel the anxiety and the fears that we were avoiding by being a yes person. So this is a really awesome trajectory for you, Pisces. I just feel like you are blossoming into this like stronghold. And Pisces, as an archetype, as a sign, as a vibe, when you are boundaried and psychically clued in, when you are boundaried and loving and kind and gorgeous and psychic and emotionally available, you are exceptionally powerful, right? It's when you are not standing up for yourself and kind of like in that vibe of like letting people take from you, because you are such a giving sign, you are such a giving archetype, you are so prone to supporting everyone else before yourself, that things can get a little wishy-washy. But when you stand up for yourself and you're there for other people, you are formidable in the most amazing, gorgeous, giving, centered, handsome, beautiful way. So it's powerful. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like true power. What's the culmination of this vibe for you? The Three of Swords. So also again, tracks. And we've seen the Three of Swords a couple of readings over the full moon. So if this is the second or third time that you've been seeing this, if you're watching your sun, moon, rising signs, then know that this is a real invitation for spirit to grieve. I actually really enjoy seeing the Three of Swords. It's an invitation to bring our wounds forward. It's like, now is the time. You know, if you are a person that kind of like avoids crying or avoids crying in public or avoids having like emotional experiences because you're afraid of how it's going to affect other people, or it can be scary to feel emotions, I really see this card as an invitation to feel, an invitation from spirit, from God, to know that you are held through this time. that you are held and seen and loved through the experience of feeling your feelings, which is going to get you to the other side. And this could be the grief potentially of moving through some of these ways that you're standing up for yourself, and potentially some of the fallout. And let me say this, which I know you already know, Pisces. If someone doesn't stay in your life because you've set a boundary that is healthy for you, they were not meant to be in your life in the first place, right? If you are losing people because you set a certain boundary, know that there's only more amazing people in your life to come in the future. A very long time ago, I stopped drinking, and there were a lot of people that fell out of my life. A lot of people that I thought were exceptional friends at the time, right? And I had to learn. It was a painful experience. And then I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God, that there opened up an entire chapter of my life for the next ever chapters of space for people that really match me, for really like want to be on the same vibe for me, that weren't doing all these other things that I was doing at the time. So it's kind of like that, but I did have to go through a grieving process. There was a grieving of my old life. There was a grieving of those old relationships, even though I was so ready for new ones, even though I was so ready for the next chapter of my life, even though I was so clear I wanted to let them go. So this might look scary. I hope it feels fabulous. And I hope you have a wonderful full moon. This is really beautiful. You're going and becoming, I feel like you're just becoming the best version of yourself over this full moon, Pisces. I hope it feels absolutely amazing. Take care of yourself if you're feeling tender. Sending you so much love, and we'll catch you on the next one.